Hi everyone, it's Erin again with Notice the Little Things, and I am popping in again to share another resource and how I am using it in my real life to kind of give you an idea of how you might be able to do that in your own life. Again, if you didn't check the last video, you can pop in and look at that if you'd like. I said it in the last one and I'll say it in this one. You have a guide that came with your materials. There is a guide, this one here is the one that comes with the free resources. And you also have another guide that comes with your Presence Power Pack if you opted to upgrade to that. And it is a whole separate guide that explains all the extra resources that you received there. So, again, I'll just kind of dive in right now with how I'm using a couple of the other things that you received. If you are working with the free resources, you received this Practical Presence printable, and I'm gonna go over how I am using that to kind of prep for next week. And this is one where it says prep here at the top, and you could use it to prep, or you could kind of use it a little bit as you go along. Sometimes I think I might have to print another one of these in the middle of Lent so that I can reassess everything and how it's going and other things that I can do better on with my presence. But the purpose of this one here is to use these different time blocks, morning, afternoon, evening, and bedtime, and choose 1 to 3 areas in that time block when you want to be more present. It's not possible, again, for me, and I'm assuming it's true for you, it is not possible for me to be present for the entire morning. Some things my kids just need to do on their own. Some things my husband does for them. Sometimes they do things for each other. I don't have to be there for every single second, and I don't have to feel bad about it if I'm not there for every single second. But there are times when I can really soak in those moments with them and really, really count my blessings. Especially, I'm going to work on some specific times that I know sometimes are hectic and that I want to change. So for I'll just kind of go through quickly what some of the things that I wrote on here. Again, you're going to put your own ideas on here. And if you opted for the Power Pack, which you can still get, I'll drop that link down here underneath the video. If you opted for the Power Pack, you got these 5 pages, and on each of these pages, it goes through these times of day, the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and bedtime, and gives you some practical solutions for being more present during those times. So in the morning, I want to just be more present during our morning routine, but I want to do less reminders, because reminders and reminding and saying the same thing over and over again to my kiddos. Again, my kiddos are younger, so you might have young kids, but you might also have different challenges in the morning than I do. But I'm tired of saying the same thing over again. It makes me feel like I'm not present. It just makes me feel frustrated. So we are going to have a daily task list for my kids. They're great with lists. Why don't I make this for them? Just because I haven't sat down and taken the time to do it, but this is really motivating me to do that and to make changes, which is right the point of Lent. So the routine and just the 10 minutes before my kids walk out the door. So I'm not going to be present with them every second in the morning, but I am going to be present with them the 10 minutes before they walk out the door when we're getting our backpacks on and our coats on and those things. And then after they leave, I'm going to spend about 30 minutes playing with my youngest, because a lot of times what I do after my big kids leave is I jump into work. And some of you probably share that struggle. You might work at home like I do, and work is always here, and the people I want to be present with are also always here. So that's a little bit of a balance that I need to work on. In the afternoon, I'm going to be present right when my kids get off the bus. I'm going to meet the bus at the bus stop, and I'm going to give them 20 minutes of full attention, which is not something I do right now. A lot of times I'm working when they walk in the door and trying to listen to them and do what I'm doing, and I would like to change that. And then also afternoon in the car, I'm going to get some audiobooks. My kids love those. Check some of those out. And I'm also going to write down some car questions, some of the same types of questions that I can ask them each time we get in the car to kind of elicit some funny answers. And those, some examples of those car questions are here if you got the Power Pack in the Practical Solutions. Those are the kinds of things that are in this that will kind of help you. How can I be more present in the afternoon? What can I do if your brain is kind of needing some motivation, then you can look through here and there's a bunch of different ideas of things that you can do after work or school to stay present with the people that are there in your house. In the evening, I'm going to try to be more present just during mealtime. And I have some ways here that I can do that. And then I'd like a couple times a week, I'd like to do something after dinner with my kids, play a game or play hide and seek or something that they want to do. And then bedtime, I have some ways here that I can be present. Our bedtime routine is pretty set, but sometimes I'm cleaning up down here while they're doing things upstairs and I'm shouting up the stairs for them to do things. And if I was just there right next to them upstairs, things would go faster and I could be more present and feel more fully a part of the last minutes of their day. And then also carving out a couple nights a week where my husband and I just eliminate our own distractions and just hang out, sit on the couch, talk, watch a movie, something easy. Again, none of this is hard. It just requires most of us to sit down, use a printable like this, grab all these fun, helpful suggestions and put them together and then do it for 40 days and hopefully beyond. So then what you can do with these is then you can use them to help you with this. If you have the free resources, you have this form right here. And I will tell you, these say week 1. Well, if you have the free resources, it says week blank, and you're going to write in whether it's 1, 2, 3, or 4. Lent really isn't 4 weeks. Lent actually is 4 sets of 10 days for the purposes of this practicing presence challenge. So when it says week 1, I went ahead and wrote above it days 1 through 10. It was kind of a tough thing from a design standpoint to work out for people, but hopefully this makes sense to you. So in week 1, on the front of this printable here, and everyone has this one, the free printables and the power pack. You also have this one, but you have some additional ones I'll talk about in a second. And then here it says, this week I am focused on being more present during these times. So it's really for the next 10 days, I am focused on being present during these times. I got my information from this form. You don't have to, but it would be helpful. In the mornings during our routine and the last 10 minutes before my kids leave, during playtime with my daughter, my 2-year-old, and then after school for 20 minutes. I'm going to probably be present in more times during that, but for the purposes of this, that is what I'm going to focus on. So in those 10 minutes before my kiddos leave for school, I'm really going to focus on what blessings am I noticing right here? Am I hearing someone laugh? Am I hearing someone say a kind word? Is someone saying, I love you back to me when I say, I love you to them? And when I'm playing with my daughter, what am I noticing? What blessings have I been overlooking when I'm not present? And then the pages after this is just the cover page. So then the pages after this give you the opportunity to write down those blessings. And this really is what Notice the Little Things, the blog, if you've been there, noticethelittlethings.com, is all about. It's noticing blessings no matter what kind of day you're having. So I went ahead and filled this out for a few days just to kind of give you an example on how to do it. So day 1, let's pretend I was doing this next Wednesday, the first day of Lent. So I would write the date up there, which is 2/26. And the blessing, the thing that I noticed, which was so sweet, is skipping. So my daughter, I know this is for next week, right? I just put next week's date to show you what to do for the date, but this is actually something that I did last week to kind of prepare as an example for you. My daughter skipping. She skipped down to the bus stop without a care in the world, and she happened that day, this does not happen often, but she happened to be matching my other daughter's outfit. And it was just something I would have missed if I didn't go to the bus stop in the morning because I was so busy or not present. And then the second day, so that's one blessing you notice on the first day. Super easy. Sometime when you're not usually present and you decide intentionally to be present. What did you notice? Especially if it's a hard time to be present. Like my 10 minutes before we leave in the day is hard. So noticing blessings during this time is going to be a little bit trickier, but that's okay. That's where I'm going to grow in this. And that's where I'm going to really be able to ask for God's help, ask for him to shed light on these blessings, and then be in constant conversation with him throughout the day saying thank you. So day 2, you're going to write 2 blessings. So day 2, the date would be 2/27. And instead of just one blessing, you're going to write 2 blessings. So for example, when I was playing with my daughter, my 2-year-old, she kept saying really cute things that I usually kind of miss or brush aside, but it was so nice to be present and notice them. She kept saying, oh, I'll help you. Oh, I got that. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, she just kept saying, oh, which was so sweet. And I think she probably says that a lot, but I don't always catch it. And then going to pick up my kids from the bus in the afternoon, which I don't do very often. I usually just wait at home while I'm working. Just walking outside with my jacket on. It was cold, but it was fresh air and it was nice. And it was kind of a thank you, God moment for this fresh air and this minute to go pick up my kids from the bus. Day 3 is going to be 228. And on day 3, you're going to write 3 blessings. You're catching the pattern. Day 4 is going to be 229. Which will be next Saturday, and you're going to write 4 blessings, 4 things you noticed in your present that you want to offer up thanksgiving to God that you might not have noticed if you weren't doing this whole practicing presence during Lent. And you can find thousands of examples of what a little thing might be on the blog, noticethelittlethings.com. But I'll go ahead and read a couple more of mine for you, and then I'll let you go because I'm sure that you need to do a lot to practice your own presence. Day 3, I wrote, hearing I love you back. When I say I love you in the morning, most of the times I say it back, and I think I take that for granted. So it was nice to kind of write it down and reflect on it. Laughing so hard at my 2-year-old trying to request songs from Alexa. We were just playing. We were listening to songs that required us to dance or jump or sing, and she kept in her little voice saying, Alexa, play. We got an Alexa for Christmas, which plays music for us if you request it, but she does not always understand. Oh, she's talking now because she heard my name, or she heard my voice. Alexa, off. So when my 2-year-old requests things from her, she never gets it right. And then my 3rd thing was just sitting on the couch after school, just sitting there and listening to my kids instead of trying to do something while I listen to them tell me about their day, just sitting there and in the midst of all the crazy and backpacks and papers and mess that they bring with them, just listening. And that is a blessing that I noticed. And then day 4, I noticed 4 blessings. During those specific times I mentioned here, mornings, playtime, and after school, but also during other times. It doesn't have to be just during those times. And so this is day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And by day 10, you are noticing 10 blessings during your times being present. Now, if you opted for the Power Pack, okay, so if you have the free resources, after you fill these out for days 1 through 10, you're going to print another copy, and you're going to use that copy for days 11 through 20. If you have the Power Pack, you have a new design for each set of 10 days. So your second set of 10 days is going to look like this. It's going to have a whole different cute, fun design to look forward to. And then your third set of 10 days is going to have this really pretty angel wing design on it. And you can kind of pace your Lent that way and look forward to the different designs each time. And then your 4th set of 10 days is going to be this last design. And you can go through them that way. Again, every 10 days, you start over on day 1, you notice 1 blessing, day 2, 2 blessings, day 3, 3 blessings, work your way up to 10, and then start over. And if you want, each set of 10 days, you can list different areas to work on noticing blessings. If you have any questions, as always, pop them in below. I know this video was a little bit longer, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands all these resources and sees what you have at your fingertips and has the opportunity to ask questions if you need to. Thanks so much again for participating, and I will see you soon, and especially next Wednesday for the start of Lent.